Chapter 13. The Plan in Motion. When the bright circle rose, Chomper and Ruby were cuddled close together. Sitting up, Ruby looked at Chomper's slumbering, peaceful face. Her hand reached out to brush his cheek and wake him. His eyes opened and he smiled, giving her a sleepy gaze. "Morning, Ruby."
"Morning, Chomper."
They rose to their feet and went to eat by the stream, Chomper catching some fish while she grazed upon some greens. After a satisfying meal, Chomper gave her a hug and a kiss. "I love you, Ruby."
"I love you too, Chomper."
Drawing apart, she left him to join the patrol by the large rock Magnificent always stood on. There she saw Magnificent, who offered the weapons back to her as promised. Once she had her arrow's bow, she noticed he was a bit hesitant when it came to her spear. "Trudy, I'm sorry for raising my voice at you yesterday. Perhaps today we can start fresh." He gave her the spear.
"Sure, I'd like that,"
Ruby said, playing along. They left the sanctuary, heading over the bridge and into the mysterious beyond. Through the howling of wind and snow, they walked on and on. Ruby didn't know what Magnificent was up to, and was a bit on edge. When they came upon a sheltered area, Magnificent pointed at a pack of fast biters. Several mothers laying over their nests, while the others left to hunt. "Right. Now we put my plan in motion. We are one step closer to purging the land of these vicious, brainless killers. My vision is destroying all Sharptooth from our world."
"Magnificent, please, this isn't the way."
Ruby took his arm.
"If you kill all Sharptooth, our world will be unbalanced. There won't be enough land to feed the overpopulated leaf eaters. We're all here by the grace of the great circle of life. For better or worse, we need the Sharptooth. They pick off the ill, weak, old, so the strong may survive."
"No, you lack vision. You've lied to me since the moment we met." He looked her square in the eyes. "Are you Ruby?"
"Why do you ask?"
"Because if you are, there may be a problem. You see, from where I stand, Ruby is a traitor, a deceiver to all dinosaur kind, spreading lies about flying objects, sky beings, the world being round instead of flat. She chose a monster over a fine male like Ricky." Ruby's eyes widened.
You knew Ricky?"
"I did. He came to us, begging for me to lead an army against the Sharptooth they call Chomper, the one who kidnapped his beloved."
"You only know one side of the story, therefore half is still missing."
"Either you stand with me or you're against me. You took a vow, don't forget that."
"Yes, but that wasn't my real name, so I owe you nothing."
Ruby went to run away, only to be blocked off. She lifted her bow and pointed it at the larger pair.
"I don't want to hurt you, so let me pass."
Magnificent went to stab her from behind, Ruby spinning and tripping him with her tail. Then she shot an arrow into the clubtail's foot. He jumped up and down, the spiketail sweeping its tail at Ruby, who leapt over it and rolled, firing another arrow to stick in the spiketail's tail. Once her path was clear, Ruby ran for it, only to be clawed at from Glider. Magnificent tackled her down, the pair throwing punches and kicks. Ruby was doing well till the others intervened, being hit back and forth by the clubtail, trying to avoid the spiketail by rolling along the earth. "Give up, Ruby. Choose loyalty to me, and I'll end this." On shaky arms, she shook her head, would remain defiant.
"Never. I'll never yield to the likes of you."
"Very well, then. You leave me no choice." With anger, Magnificent grabbed and drug her to the ridge, throwing a hand forward for the rest to attack the nesting females. Ruby gasped and saw the pack were helpless, the mothers trying to protect their eggs.
"No, please spare them."
Too late. Weakened and unable to reach her weapons, Ruby saw the mothers get slaughtered, the three crushing the eggs. Ruby lowered her head as tears streamed down her face. When the killing was done, Ruby, with the aid of Magnificent, went down to look over the carnage. Bodies lay distorted among the snow, covered in blood. The nests were trampled, the shells broken while the tiny embryos stained the snow, little bodies curled up in the clear goo.
You're a monster.
No, I'm a hero. I'm doing what we should have done years ago. Throwing Ruby into the snow, he stood back. Now you have a choice. You can come back with me, be my mate, and never question my decision again. Or you can deny me, and I'll leave you out here to freeze to death. Ruby spat at him.
You disgust me.
I hate it had to be this way. In a quick move, he stomped on her leg, breaking it. Enjoy a cold death. Magnificent turned away and didn't look back, leading the rest away. You're just going to leave her here? Asked the clubtail. Yes, do you wish to stay behind as well? No. The group left, and Ruby tried to drag herself, yet yelled in pain, her leg bent in a distorted angle. Unable to move, Ruby curled in the remaining grass nest, shivering and trying to keep warm. There she felt something and brushed the snow away, seeing an egg had survived. She took it in her arms and let out a shaky breath, knowing she didn't have long on her own. And Chomper, what would happen to him if she weren't around? Magnificent would harm him, and there'd be nothing she could do. With tear-filled eyes, Ruby cried, hating to think her last moments on Earth would be alone, cold and afraid. Though she didn't want her last moments to be gloomy, so she thought about the happier moments in her life, when she met Chomper, living in the Great Valley, reuniting with an adult Chomper, living with him and having a family. Yes, those would be the last things to go through her mind, warm memories of the love they had. How much time passed she couldn't say. All she knew was she felt at peace, was tired, ready to slip off into the lands beyond. Then she felt warm, opened her eyes to find a strange sight. A large sharp-toothed male, along with some fast biters. Coming to, she figured the smell of blood must have brought them. But they didn't attack her. They stood back, allowing her room to sit up. It's her, the mate to the alpha, said the large male Sharptooth to the curious fast biters. I still think we should eat her, added a fast biter. Besides, our mates, our eggs are gone. Where was the alpha? Why would the alpha help us? After we mocked and ran him out of the mysterious beyond, forced him into isolation on the island. I don't think I'd help those who wronged me. The Sharptooth leaned down. Miss Alpha, where is Chomper?
In trouble. I'm in no shape to save him.
Why would we help her? Another fast biter put in.
If you help me, I promise, swear to you, I'll give you what you want. Vengeance for your lost loved ones.
I don't need revenge. I simply want to help her. My name is Rex. She saved me yesterday from being killed by the anti-gang.
Anti-gang?
Yeah, they're the ones going around killing the mothers and their young.
I have to get to him.
Ruby grunted and cried out, grasping her leg. Miss Alpha, let us help you.
Why would you help me? I'm prey.
Because I'm in debt to you. The pack didn't bother Ruby. In fact, they sought out greens to bring to her. Ruby grateful to have the one who held a pair of sticks so she could set her broken leg. Once it was wrapped, Ruby set to work, trying to make crutches, Rex watching her with interest.
What?
It's just I never saw prey up close before, never spent time with them. Ruby looked Rex over, seeing his skin was two-toned orange, with bright green eyes, reminding her of Chomper in some small way. The fast biters went to work, gathering the bodies of the dead, mourning the loss of so many. It was sad to see them cry over the bodies, the smashed eggs, suffering a loss Ruby couldn't imagine. All she knew was she had to heal, to get better, and face Magnificent for the last time. The question was, Would she be able to get there before he hurt Chomper? If Chomper were to be killed, the Sharptooth would fight over who would step up and be the next Alpha. And that meant Magnificent would continue his evil quest to eradicate all Sharpteeth. Not only would the Sharpteeth suffer, but all life would be plunged into chaos, a void at which there would be no escape. The only hope was finding Chomper, stopping Magnificent, and end him once and for all. Not to mention, she'd have to hold up her deal to the pack of fastbiters. By a fire, Ruby sat and went over a plan that would require the help of Rex and the fastbiters, whom after burying their dead wanted their revenge, wanted some form of closure that would only come if they stopped Magnificent. That night, Ruby looked up at the sky, knowing Chomper was out there, gazing up at the same stars she did. That gave her comfort.